Hello, it's Doug Meyer, or Spike with Rotochopper Customer Service. Today we're going to be talking about replacing the patented replaceable tooth mount on a B66 rotor. This would be the same on an FP, so we covered in a couple different models, but today we're going to show you how to do that. Before we get started, we always want to make sure we lock out, tag out the machine, make sure you have the proper PPE on hand. As far as what we're going to be using here for tools today, we're going to use our torque multiplier. We're going to use that for torquing our bolts when we're done. We have a Leatherman to make sure we can clean things, our Molly 50 and a brush for putting that on. I like to have a paint marker. And then a wire brush is a good item to have if we want to clean the threads. And also a tap for chasing the threads in here to make sure that they're good. Before we get started, the first thing we want to do is we want to make sure we got everything cleaned up around the mount. We want to make sure we get all the dirt and all the debris free from there so that when you put the socket on here onto that bolt, that you have a good seat on there. For removing the mount, we can use an air impact on that. I'm going to suggest a 3/4 inch impact to break these loose. We're going to take loose the back bolt and the front bolt. The way the system works is that it's held in there with two bolts. There's a bolt in the front and one in the back, and this locks into the drum to hold that into place. So when we go to replace it, we have to remove these bolts first, and then we're able to remove the mount out of there, and then we can go ahead and install the new mount. So once you've removed the mount from the machine, if you're going to be reusing it, then we're going to want to make sure we clean those threads before we put it in. Even if you get a new mount from the shop, you're going to want to make sure that those threads are clean because you can damage these threads in here fairly quickly, and we do not want to damage the threads in the drum because that's a lot of work to clean those up. So for this example, we're going to go ahead and we're going to clean the threads with a wire brush on a drill. Works really well. To put the mount in, and for this mount was removed, you go ahead and the hook goes in first, and it slides in and seats into position exactly the same as what you see in here. Okay, now that we have the mount installed, we're going to go ahead and put the hardware back in. I got the back one started already, but the front bolt, make sure we put on a new space cover in the front there. Make sure our mount is seated properly. We're going to apply a generous amount of Molly 50 anti-seize. And we want to make sure we can start this bolt by hand. I usually try to do this about 4 or 5 turns just to make sure that that's started properly. Once you have that installed, you can go ahead and impact with a smaller impact to tighten them down. And then after that, we're going to use the torque multiplier to tighten it down. Once I have this torqued, and you're going to want to double check your torque specs all the time, whether you check on whether we have them on this page or you can call customer service to find out exactly what torque you should be going to. Once I have that done, I'll go ahead and remove the torque wrench. And then I will make a mark on here so I know that I've torqued it. And then you don't lose track of that once you're going through the rotor. If this mount is damaged, the one on the 180 degrees should be checked as well. You want to keep those in the same weight. That's how they keep the machine in balance. Again, this is Spike with Rotochopper Customer Service. Remember, a well-maintained machine is a safer, more profitable machine. Make sure you check out the Rotochopper webpage for all our university videos. We have lots of them on there for you to view.